Ken, and you're both going to have your own opinion of this, but recently I was listening to a YouTube, which we're going to be on. This is going to be a YouTube. Hopefully I can catch it and edit the dead air for 15 minutes out of it because I was playing music and then it dead air. But I just want y'all to know that people almost just believe and think this is the Word of God, is that people followed through the desert, cloud by day and a fire, or they would park and follow wherever the fire was or a cloud. Tommy, you know what I'm talking about, and Ken, you know what I'm talking about in the Old Testament.
Yes,
because they took the Ark of the Covenant, and these people would, just stay there. If the cloud didn't move, the people didn't move. But, people can change that to think they were following spacecraft in the cloud, or they could see fire at night. But if it didn't move, they didn't move. But, how do we deal with that? Because it's just a belief. And you said spiritual, but world religions versus spiritual, right? And these are things we've got to get clear with, especially with us as adults versus our children. And we're going to be speaking. Tommy spoke all over the world. Ken, you've spoken, I guess we all have, not over the world, but at least in the United States. So, and I'm fixing to speak. But I need help on these portal issues. We may have to discuss them next week. But that's a good one. You know what I'm talking about. Let Ken mention his opinion on that.
All right. Sorry about
Followed by day and night. Isn't that's how do we, is that, do you believe it is or not, or is that a belief or faith? We can't prove it. It's a story in a book. I mean, honestly. But the world accepts that, at least most Jews and Christians.
But
and maybe some Muslims. Go ahead.
There's enough evidence of stuff going on in our timeline here that we can then analyze and look at where things have been written in the Bible and stuff that were interpreting events and things that were happening to them, what's going on, and we can see where advancement technologies and even contact with extraterrestrials and things could have been misinterpreted, or just not misinterpreted, could have been recorded into a manner that the people of that period and that time could understand and grasp. So we're dealing with a totally different species of humans that understand things more in technically the way we are in our societies today, not the way it was back in the horse and buggy and camels days.
Well, just TJ, simply on night and day in those time frames, you walked in the day, you slept at night. You couldn't see at night, so they didn't have cameras and lights and spotlights and all that. And they didn't do that much traveling at nighttime. We do now. But what I was going to say is, okay, that's one part of it. Now, when we go deeper into that, as far as the people that came out, all right, who were these people? Moses, and I'll tell you this, was the greatest black magician to live on this planet. I know they can't prove science. Science can't prove psychic abilities yet, not at any great level. And I know they're real. I did things. I saw it. And I don't talk about them because I'm not happy about all the things that I saw, because it was horrible, things that happened to these people. Do you know the name Uri Geller? He was brought into the CIA because they did the movie about him, about men who stare at goats, because he was able to send the thought form out and make it hit something and actually heard it. So the CIA and the FBI were on top of him, and he was in it for a while. He finally got out of it. But he also met with John Lennon. John Lennon was actually taken on a ship and given something. My friend's personal friend was personal friends with John Lennon. So the stories are much more abstract. But to prove that, Uri Geller will not let the stone that John Lennon gave him out of his hands. The person I'm having on my show probably next week, he has the only actual artifact from a ship. He had it tested in 15 companies. They said it can't be made on this planet, no matter what company he brought it to. And he got it from his friend who was killed after he shot it off a ship, and then his friend was killed. So there's things out there. The truth will never come out to this world. I know you're trying to make it scientifically right, and I tell TJ, I'm different. This is hell. This is where man got the idea hell is. This is the only place soul can experience pain and see it. When you leave your body, you can't experience pain. So the concept of this isn't hell. I mean, this isn't heaven. in heaven, in the higher realms, if you ever get there, if you leave your body and you go past the astral plane, very few souls do, because those deities which are there stop souls from going any further. No alien race can go into the soul plane. None of them can. I'm not talking about interdimensional soul beings, because they're the deities and things like that.
Absolute statement again. You made a total absolute statement, which you can't do.
Don't say I can't do it. I just did. I mean, I can say it. Whether you believe it or not, it's your choice. If I show you a butterfly and say that's a butterfly, you have to accept because you saw it.
And you showed a butterfly, but you showed the butterfly, and so it proves itself.
I got video.
Keep going.
I saw the video of the other side of the moon. I saw videos of them cloning grays. I actually saw them. I know the person that has the videos, but he can't release them.
Of what?
He's in, because he's in jail right now. And they're going after him. They were going to put him away for 150 years. My other friend was in jail for 2 years. He just got out. They framed him with charges. Now, I know if you know this one lady.
Yeah, Richard Dolan. Wait, real quick, because we're about at time. We only got 4 minutes. We got to sign off. But that'll be another show. But maybe Richard Dolan talked about that gentleman. So apparently he's keeping up with him too. And I thought about you, Tommy, when I saw him talking about him. So tell the listening audience and Ken who you're talking about. Is it Ford? Help me out here. The one Ford.
John Ford.
Or just tell me real quick. Yeah, we only got a couple of minutes,
John
so make
Ford.
it short. But
John Ford shot the best video of a ship crash on Long Island. All right, I saw it. He sent 4 copies around the world. He said they only get released if he gets killed. We were doing a show. I was doing a show with Sergio 18 called Stranger Universe. It was the last one on TV. They took it off the air the next week. They arrested John Ford that week.
Wow, you guys did some damage. But no wonder. Think about it, Tommy. Those things happened after they were on the television show with you and Brian Williams, right? That's Sergio 18?
Right. He was supposed to come on the following week.
Okay,
right.
So he got. But he was a lot.
But he's in the nut house.
Just so you know, Ken, that Richard Dolan's been talking about him on his YouTube channel. So I wanted to know what Tommy knew about that man.
Okay.
And so he actually did take a video. Mm-hmm.
Well, I went to a person's house in New York who is a government person. They had like 30, 40 computers inside this room. And we were talking, and I said, I'm going to see John Ford next week. He goes, no, you're not. I said, what do you mean? He goes, if you go there, they'll kill your family first, and then they'll kill you. He says, don't even think about that. And the whole UFO world doesn't go near John Ford. They're afraid to talk to him. Now, Peter Moon talks to him every month, and he puts it up on a show. Every time it comes close to a court case, there's 2 kind of laws in Long Island about being crazy and everything else. He never had the right to go to court because they said he had uranium and he was going to kill Congress. So that's what they put all over the New York and New Jersey. But during that time frame, he had a small piece of uranium the size of like a pin. Not a pin, like a dime or something. And he used that to check his Geiger counters when he went out to go to crop circles and stuff like that.
We got to stop right there because we got to sign off. But Ken, Tommy, thank you for helping us tonight when Ken had trouble with his dog, and I'm so glad. But now I don't know what it's going to look like. It's going to be probably Alienology, Anomalies, Entities, Interdimensionals, Tommy Hawksblood, Theresa J Morris, Ken Johnston, Sr. But, Ken, we do have a little bit of your bio up there. It was all about you tonight, and I had to swap it. So, anyway, thank you, Ken. And next Friday we'll start off. And no. My apologies to you yesterday and today because it seems like we're starting together. But, folks, we've been a little rocky getting on a rhythm going, and nobody likes dead air time. So Ken and I will get better for Friday nights. But, Ken, I think, if Janet still wants to bring somebody on Thursday, that's fine. And Tommy had Sundays and Bill had Saturdays. So I'll get back in zinc. But if Friday is okay with you, Ken, we'll just leave you on Friday. And we'll figure out the type of topics we want to talk about. And then if you want to interview somebody. But I'm not going to have a bunch of co-hosts. Okay, well, we'll see. I'll call you this week unless you want to come on tomorrow night, Saturday. And Tommy, Bill's on tomorrow, so we just need to go. And Ken is on Facebook. Tommy Hawksblood's on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. And, of course, we have Gmail accounts. But Tommy Hawksblood, you're Tommy Hawksblood or Hawksblood what on Facebook? Are you?
Facebook, Hawksblood 1.
Hawksblood 1. And
I'm
Ken, are
Hawksblood
you Mars 1?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mars
Ken
1
Johnston.
astronaut.
Okay, at Gmail or on Facebook. All right. Well, I'm just going to sign off because it's loading up 15-minute intervals, and hopefully after this is over, I'm hoping that they're going to allow me to. Tommy's more up on what they do now. I haven't been doing editing for a while, but Tommy, do you think once it records this now, or it loops it, you think it'll let me go in on the backside and edit this and take out their time?
I don't know, because when you come up, it's two different ways. On the main screen, it has his name. On the second screen, it has mine. So I don't know what's going to happen to that.
Oh boy, it's coming up two different ways.
It's still listed as his show. But when you pull it up,
still
it
listed
has
his
show.
Right.
All
right. Well, Tommy's had television shows and been in entertainment for years, Ken. So it's not bad. It's just he has his own style and way of dealing with the strange, more paranormal shows than you and I do. But that's okay for tonight because we just changed up the thing. So we'll get back Friday night more on the straight and narrow with Ken, and Tommy will do spirituality on Sundays, and he has his own show, Into the Strange. And I don't know how much of this is going to go up on YouTube, but Ken, just so you know, this is posting through Spreaker onto ACO, American Communication. That used to be my magazine, Ken. I used to write for magazines, my own magazines, but it's on American Communications Online, which is what I'm using for everything I do. Everything. American Communications Online. So if you go in and tap into YouTube, put ACO, all caps, then 3 words, American Communications Online. And I don't think this part's being copied right now, but we'll see because the first 15 minutes were airtime. So if we're not on the back end, you'll get an idea, and it's putting it in 15-minute shows, which I don't really understand, but I'm not going to argue because we're all getting started right now, Ken. And this people will forgive us the first shows. These may not even be seen by a few people till we start marketing them and putting them out on Facebook. But in your email, you got last night's show, I think. If not, have you figured out how to get over here yourself to the Blog Talk Radio website? Okay, well, I'll send it to you in the email.
But I know you will tomorrow. You can
I'll send them to you. I'll send them to you. Yes, and I'll send them to you in the
letter from NASA.
It was a pleasure to be able to meet you, Tommy, and I'm sure we'll get to talk some more, too. What was the question about NASA?
It was a pleasure. I'll send you that letter from NASA.
Mars 1 astronaut at Gmail. Mars 1. You got to spell it out, Tommy. It's not like you. Tommy has Hawksblood 1, but now Ken has Mars spell out. Mars 1 astronaut at Gmail, Tommy. And then you guys, and Ken talks to everybody in Facebook, I've noticed, and a lot of people, very powerful people, Tommy. So, but Tommy's had years of experience, and people keep him, some of the greatest people keep him in their lives because he is very involved. He reads everything, and he keeps up on top of it. It is interesting how he talks, and it's very intense, and not like anybody else I know, actually. So, all right.
Because I was married to a gal from South Boundbrook, New Jersey, so I can.
Okay. Okay. Well, hopefully everybody will be fine. Yeah. Thank you, Ken, for coming on. I'm sorry about your puppy, and I hope that works out for you.
I hope
really
she doesn't have to be put down. All right, thank you very much, and appreciate having me.
Thank you, Ken, and we'll see you next. Now, you're not going to do Thursdays, but you're going to do Fridays, okay? Because Janet will do Thursdays. You're going to do Fridays. Get it? Right?
That's slap. Sound like a plan. Slap.
That sounds good. I think that'll work out. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Here we go. See you next week.